Are you good?
Ready? Wait till Jen gives you the nod.
No, I just want to make sure like you're good though.
Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to Norwalk City School District Board of Education regular meeting, May 12th, 2026. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burkett? Mrs. Crawford?
Yes, here.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Here.
Mr. Norris?
Here.
Mr. Ritzenthaler?
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second,
Second?
roll call, please.
Mr. Norris?
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Ritzenthaler?
Yes.
Educational spotlight.
So thank you for everyone being here. This may be the largest board meeting we've had since I've been superintendent, so this might be record setting for me at least. So exciting evening. We have several retirees. We have 4 that actually are not here tonight. So for the 4 that could not make it tonight, we're going to be honoring them at their individual building, and they'll be receiving their truck, and we'll be doing some things within the building. So that's the status for 4 that could not be here tonight. This evening, though, we get to start with our 2 high school seniors. So I'm going to give the baton to Mr. Kenya and introduce our valedictorian and salutatorian.
All right, thank you, everybody. I have the honor of introducing 2 of our top students, maybe in Norwalk history. So very exciting. They'll be speaking more at graduation about themselves, but I want to present them here ahead of graduation. So we are going to start first with Kaylee. If you would come on down here. Kaylee Bergman is going to be this year's salutatorian. She will be graduating with a 4.3875 GPA. Here are just a few of her accomplishments. She's, of course, salutatorian in the class of 2026. She's a National Honor Society vice president. She recently was a instrument rated private pilot, and now she's also a rated commercial pilot, which is very cool. She's been Elk Student of the Month, Kiwanis Student of the Month. She's been on the principals list all 4 years. We like her so much, she's been in our office as an office aide during much of that time. She 4-year track varsity ladder, 2-year cross country ladder, regional qualifier, and also participated in impact leadership. And yeah, most recently had that newspaper article about earning her commercial pilot license. She's one of our students who will be selected this summer to attend the GeoTrack trip to the Juneau, Alaska Glacier. So that is a pretty exciting opportunity she'll have. She is not fearful of stepping in a helicopter like I will be, or I would be, sorry. And I know they're going to announce her plans, but I just wanted to gloat a little. She'll be attending the Bowling Green State University in the fall, the Harvard of the Midwest. Kaylee Bergman, ladies and gentlemen. I gave too much away, but your future plans.
I'm currently an instrument rated commercial pilot. I'm working towards my certified flight instructor license, which I plan to obtain within the next month. And I plan on attending Bowling Green State University and pursuing a career in aviation and eventually become an airline pilot.
Hold on, Kaylee.
What Kaylee doesn't know is we have our groundbreaking event next Tuesday. So I was toying with asking her, maybe go to mom first and say, would she be willing to do a flyover for the groundbreaking event? I was like, I don't want her to do something to lose her license before she's really even begun. So we won't ask her for to do that. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and then next up is going to be our valedictorian, Brooke, if you would come on down. Brooke this year will be graduating with a 4.3 GPA. And also, according to our records, we believe is the only person we couldn't find to debate otherwise at Norwalk High School who has earned a perfect 36 on her ACT score. Brooke participated in Teen Leadership Corps, Academic Challenge, was a co-captain. We've had a lot of success, mainly due to Brooke and what she helps bring to the table there. Orchestra leadership, all 4 years. You're president now, correct? National Honor Society, she's president of National Honor Society this year. Participates in book club, church band, church bell choir, and also participated this last year in Impact Leadership as a junior. She was on the principals list all 4 years. She's received the highest rating in OMEA solo and ensemble in grades 9, 10, and 12. Okay, we'll forget that grade 11 thing. Kiwanis Student of the Month, Firelands Challenge regular season champion, and Elk Student of the Month. She's been selected for a GeoTrack trip. Where are you going?
To Glasgow, Scotland.
She'll be going to Glasgow, Scotland, again, thanks to them. So that's pretty exciting coming up here this summer. Quick story about Brooke. She mentioned that junior year. Well, every year they have the OMEA competition. This year is at Genoa, and every once in a while I like to go surprise them, and I saw Brooke's name in that first time slot, 8 a.m. I think. I'm like, I gotta get up that early to go there. So got up early, got to Genoa High School. I'm sure she was shocked to see me in there, but to see her play the piano was really awesome, made my day. And on top of that, she's incredible at the violin and helps lead our orchestra. So she absolutely killed it that day. And I left walking out of there knowing she got redemption, correct? She's been pivotal, yeah, like in our academic challenge success. Ladies and gentlemen, Brooke Hyman. And Brooke gets to tell all of her future plans.
So I'm going to be attending Oberlin's College of Arts and Sciences to major in creative writing, where I hope I will be able to have my writing published and have a career as an author. And I also hope that I'll be able to continue my music there, not necessarily as a major, but just as a fun thing that I enjoy doing.
Brooke was on TV. Anyone get to see the academic challenge? Anyone watch that? We advertised like our staff. That was pretty impressive. I know Ralph Ritzethar, it's like, did you see that domination? I was like, well, I knew those results because that happened a little bit ago because it's like taped. Like, I didn't tell you about that. I wanted you to watch it real time. So yeah, nice work there too. So not just dominated locally, you dominated when we had to, and stretched out to further teams out from us as well. So congratulations.
Brooke, it was like bam, bam, bam with those answers. Oh, whoa. Good job.
All right, at this time, we're going to turn to our recognition of our retirees. So we're going to start with Donnell Smalley and Mrs. Loomis. If Mrs. Loomis could come up and start, and Donnell, you get to come down here as well. So we want to have a lot of tears and a lot of laughter. All right, we want those two emotions happening tonight, because if that's happening, we know there's good things.
So I was probably one of the most fortunate principals in the district. This is only my second year with Norwalk, and I got to work with Donnell. And I can tell you, this year has been a challenge with a couple of our students, and she has been right there. Not only is she their champion, she helps, she's a team player, and compassion, empathy, hard work, all the adjectives that would describe her. So I know I'm coming in on the tail end, but wow, if it every year is like this, then I can't imagine the career you've had in 31 years. So I'm gonna let everybody else who has worked with her for the longest amount of time talk. But it's been my absolute pleasure to work with you this year, and I wish you the best.
Thank you. Same with me. You did not.
Donnell, you know what's happening now. You know what's happening.
Okay, I'm used to talking in front of 12-year-olds, so bear with me. Okay, so I was asked to say a few words about Donnell's retirement. How do you wrap up a person's life calling in just a few words and without crying? It's not easy. But here's what first came to my mind. 32 years in one district, 3 buildings, middle school, Main Street, and a year at League. 8 principals, 4 subject areas taught: science, health, math, little reading. Roughly 3,300 kids. Thanks to my husband for doing that math, because if you know me, you know. 1 work sister, whom I got to share countless moments of laughter, tears, angry vent sessions, 80s songs and pop culture references, copy machine jams, technology advances, and frustrations. But that doesn't really paint a picture of who she truly is as an educator. It's a special kind of person who can make 12-year-olds excited, interested, and passionate about anything. But she gets them excited about rocks. Rocks, people. The worst part about moving her from building to building is always the sheer volume of rocks that have been gifted to her over the years, some of which may or may not have been illegally brought to her from national parks. I even find myself stopping on all of my hikes, taking photos of rocks and rock formations because my sister is gonna love this. Her students have always been what's important to her. Her driving questions are always, are they learning? Are they growing? Are they okay? And with her, the answer is always yes. She has never wavered from her passion for student growth and learning. Her students' successes were her successes. Their struggles were hers as well. She's cried with them, laughed with them, and celebrated with them. Now we get to celebrate her. Congratulations on a career that has touched so many hearts, including mine.
Got me too.
I know.
Good evening, members of the board, administration, colleagues, community members, and friends. Tonight, I have the honor of speaking with someone who's much more than a coworker to me. She's one of my personal friends. After 24 years of working side by side, it's hard to imagine our school without her. We've worked together at the middle school, Main Street, League, and I'm so sad she won't be coming with us to the new building. From the very beginning, she's put her whole heart into teaching. You can see it the way she connects with her students, setting high expectations, and the way she never settles for good enough when it comes to the kids. Teaching just isn't her job, it's who she is. She shows up every single day ready to give her best, and her students have been better because of it. She celebrates the victories, the worries about struggles, and invests in them in ways that go far beyond academics. But if you've ever worked with her, you know that her impact goes beyond the classroom. She is the person that you can count on for a good laugh, even on the most stressful days. When things felt overwhelming, she always had a way of lightening the mood and reminding us not to take ourselves too seriously. That gift of joy, humor, and perspective is not something that everyone has, but she does. Let's be honest, one of her greatest contributions to this building has been keeping the rest of us sane. On her most chaotic days of technology not working, copy machine jams for the 100th time, she could always be counted for a perfectly timed comment or a look across the hallway that said, "We'll laugh about this later," and we always did. Over the last 24 years, we've shared lesson plans, long days, challenges, celebrations, and countless memories. We've grown not just as educators, but as people. I'm incredibly grateful that this job brought us together, and even more grateful that it gave me a lifelong friend. While we will miss her deeply in our hallways and classrooms, I know this isn't the end. It's just the beginning of a well-deserved new chapter. She has given so much to this district, her students, and to all of us. Now it's her turn to enjoy what comes next. Thank you for the last 24 years of dedication, laughter, friendship, and heart. Our school is better because of you, and so am I. I'm so grateful that I just didn't gain a colleague 24 years ago, I gained a lifelong friend. Retirement is so well-deserved, but that doesn't make it easy. Our school will feel different, our halls will be different, but her impact will remain in the lives of the students she's taught and the friendships she built. Congratulations on your retirement. We'll miss you dearly, but we're so happy for you as you begin this new chapter. You've earned it.
we got our start together.
We did.
I started at Norwalk Middle School,
We did.
and this is one of the individuals that, because I came from lockup, I worked in Department of Youth Services, so I didn't know how public education even works. So she was one of my first people, like, this is what it is to be in a normal setting, Norwalk Middle School, and like, beautiful place to start a career. And you've done your career here, and it's been very impressive.
I love Norwalk.
I tried to talk to her, I said, 3 more years and we'll never move you to another building again. So I thought I had her. Sometimes I would say, she's leaning that way, and then the next time like, I think I might be, I have to have another meeting and let's talk. And then she was like, okay, decision's final, then she stuck with it. So you're making a good decision.
It took me from January to May to clean out at Main Street. I had so much stuff. He goes, I don't think I've ever seen anyone throw that much stuff away, because I kept everything from the beginning to the end, so.
So congratulations. Anything else you want to add here?
No, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, Jeff Cole. Mr. Moore.
Did you win the team?
Oh, the salutatory and then the valedictorian just left.
I was reflecting upon their GPAs, I was thinking mine was barely high, 3.1. My goodness, how bright those kids are, airline pilots. I'm just fortunate I went to school when I did. Well, Jeff has served the Norwalk City School children for 21 years, both as a teacher and a coach. Jeff came to Maplehurst from the high school when I believe it was Mrs. Howlett retired, and had worked with Mr. Cooley at the high school. So that transition that he had going from this building down to the youngest of our learners was a big task. We had several meetings talking in my office just about that. And the other piece that I think really a part of his life that really had a positive impact is where's his wife? Yeah, Mrs. Cole. She's a preschool teacher at Christian Day preschool, and is in love with little kids all the way through. And I think that really sold him to say, Jeff, just give it a try, get you there. He loved coaching, and he was coaching in our district for some time, and then out of our district. Said, Ken, I'll move the world for you if I can just at the end of the day, when my duty's over, get on out and go to. I'll stay late any other time you need me to. So we rearranged some things, and he was true to his word. And some of the other pieces that I'm going to miss about Jeff are the situations that we have. At my building, you're either getting hugged by little ones, or teachers are talking to you about the interaction with little ones, or parents are coming up to you saying some positive things and sometimes some negative things. And his classroom is the gym, which is right across the hall from the office. And if you did ever watch The Office, the one guy, John, I can't remember what, I wrote it down. John Halper was his name? He was Jim. His real name is John. His real name is John. And I'll get to this later. And he's from Boston, so he's just outside of my hometown where I was born. But anyway, he would have these situations happen with him, and he'd have that engagement going on, and then he'd do one of these. And he'd turn and just look right at the camera and go like, really? Coach was that way. I would be talking, engaged, he'd be across the hall, I'd be talking to somebody, and I'd look up and he'd be just like he is now, just looking right at me going, didn't say anything. But at the end of the day, he'd say, Ken, I don't know how you do it with what's going, and Jeff, you just gotta trust. And I told him a number of times, especially when he came, you gotta trust in the ladies, because he and I was one of 3 guys in the custodian. You just trust in the ladies. Whatever we need to do, we'll get it done. And he was solid with that. So that was one of the most important pieces as I was thinking about Mr. Cole. Jeff, what am I going to say? That little subtle looking at the camera and looking at me, making that eye contact, saying, everything's going to be all right. And that's what it was. Everything was excellent. And I am so pleased you made that jump. to our grade level. And hearing across the hall, bluebirds, redbirds, he would call out the games that they would play. They'd play snakes in the grass. You gotta watch when you say that. But they would play all kinds of neat little things and games the kids loved. And they really enjoyed going to gym. Mr. Cole, thank you for the looks and the PE time, and most importantly, your 21 years and your friendship. So I appreciate that holistic. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jeff. Lucky with the drunk. So Jeff spent a good while with me at the high school. So secondary people are like different beasts than elementary people. Would you all agree? Like, we're kind of different. And you try to act like you understand the other side, but you have no clue. So he was a secondary guy for the longest time, like the first part of his career. And then I was kind of in that transition time with him. It was like, I'm going to elementary. And like, you see him now, what Mr. Moore said, like, he is so impressive with the littlest of our kids. They absolutely love this guy. And you see, like, he's like, I can't handle, like, I don't know if I'd be able to handle when I go to Maplehurst and Pleasant. Like, I don't think I could do that myself. And like, he probably didn't know if he could do that adjustment either. Like, you see him now, he is so good with our littlest of kids, and he is the perfect fit. So you cover the basis. You're good with the youngest all the way up to the big kids. Here's what I like about Jeff Cole, because sometimes you don't have those like good sports talk always. Like, you want to know about Ohio State football, go to this guy. You guys want to know like what 8th grader is getting looked at right now, maybe what 5th grader is being looked at has a chance of making to Ohio State, like he'll tell you. I'm not talking about the recruits, I'm not talking NIL, I'm saying the babies. Like, he goes that far down into knowing like who coach is looking at. Like, that's how good this guy is. And actually, we made a couple trips together, went to national championship games together, and one successful, one loser. So I think we're 500 and doing like national championship going to the Buckeyes. So that's a lot of fun there. So it's always nice to have, knowing that you're more than what that classroom teacher is, because we are what we are with kids. And a lot of times it's that same person, but you know what his love was. His love outside with family, his love with Ohio State, and that's Jeff Cole. So awesome individual. You get to share a few words now, Jeff. Whether you want to do a few, like 2 more than Donnell share, all right? Please.
I said 36 years in education. Started out phys ed to kind of the junior high, younger kids. And then spent 24 years at the high school level teaching health and phys ed. And then moving over to the elementary, it was a big change for a while, but overall it's been great. My wife has helped me with that a little bit, and you know, we get to go in the gym and play games with the kids, and it's been really good. Today, I was in my shorts and my t-shirt, and we were outside playing kickball in the hot blacktop, sweating. It was a lot of fun. So we get to do a lot of things like that with the kids. It's been a lot of fun. And the biggest thing is that you know, we've got some excellent administrators here. I've gotten to work over the years with everyone, and they're the best. Okay, Janice is not here, and she's been awesome, and I couldn't think of anybody that's better. Ken, I appreciate everything. I got to work with Dan and Brad and Pat. Okay, and it's been, they're awesome. They are some of the best, and we are very fortunate here. And then the second thing is the staff. The staff at both Pleasant and Maplehurst, you can't find a better staff than you can at those buildings. They work as hard as they can with those kids, and it's been a pleasure to work with everybody. It's been a great time, and I didn't think this day would ever come, but it's here. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Stephanie Underwood. Mr. Moore again. All right, Stephanie Underwood. Mr. Moore again.
Mrs. Underwood here right now. Mrs. Underwood has served the Norwalk City School Children for 26 years. This is the year 2026, so it was in 2000 that she started, but I met her in, I think it was in February of '02. We were going to Camden Falls, which is outside of Tiffin. It's a little hotel conference center with Mr. Gordon and myself, and I can't recall on the way here, I was thinking, were you in the car with us?
No, I don't remember at all, but I know.
This is what I'm thinking, because I know Mr. Gordon was driving. I was in the passenger seat, and if you were in the back, why were you in the back?
I don't know, maybe, that's all right.
I mean, maybe he was just keeping his eye on me if it was just here. Okay, but we're on our way there to the Title I regional meeting. They had those back then, didn't they? And it was the ever popular meeting in Camden Falls. She began her career ultimately in the year 2000 in Norwalk, but you had some time in Seneca East, I think. before.
11 years there.
11 years
So
there.
37, yeah.
37 years in education.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah.
And back then, when I'm looking through and thinking about those years, it was chapter 1 is what it was. It wasn't Title I back then. It was chapter 1 reading, and she was a chapter 1 reading specialist. And prior to my getting there, there were some comments that I'd like to bring out from the old evaluations from our good friend, who's no longer with us, Mr. Sellers.
Yes.
Brent Sellers had written an evaluation, and Brent's evaluations were always so polite. They started off, and it was really nice in reading that. Thank you for the opportunity to visit your classroom, was what he said. Great guy. I always enjoy observing your teaching as everyone becomes so excited about writing. This has not always been the case in the past, especially at the primary level. Our new school-wide approach, because League back then was our own neighborhood schools. So all the kids that went to League were from that area. So League was the only building in Norwalk at that time that was a Title I school-wide building, which meant your free lunch numbers were higher than any other schools around. So we had that need, and which allowed Stephanie to go inside and team teach in the classroom. So the kids weren't pulled out of the classroom. She went in and taught. So Mr. Sellers is making note of that. Our new school-wide approach, this is in 2001, appears to be working well. We can reach so many more students this way. I continue to be amazed that our first graders are writing complete sentences that actually make sense. Another evaluation he wrote, I had received multiple positive inputs regarding your involvement in the school-wide chapter program this year. Your responsibilities closely parallel those of the regular classroom teachers. Because a lot of those teachers that might be here, like Mrs. Gilson had her in the class, and they would teach together. And as I came in my first year as administrator, 2002, my eyes were, I was just sitting back and just in awe and taking notes on how she was delivering what she was. Rubber band spelling was a big one that I caught on and worked with her. Mr. Sellers went on to say, you've made the transition to the Norwalk City Schools quite smoothly. I'm glad we're able to unite your talents in the classroom as opposed to the pull-out program that we've had before. Your original, you are an integral part of the 4 Blocks program. There's Julie. Yeah, you remember Mrs. Oper? You remember that? The 4 Blocks program. All of our teachers are depending upon you to cover the writing block. The 4 Blocks is a very positive addition to our existing curriculum. I'm hoping for big improvements in our writing scores, writes Mr. Sellers. And then he also put in here, the school-wide Chapter 1 approach has been a real asset to our existing pull-out program. I think there's a place for the pull-out, but multitudes of benefits for the classroom approach. And the progress that our kids have had by leaps and bounds, he made note of. And that's a great accomplishment that you've had throughout your career. And, Stephanie has allowed to, she has been very effective in her approach in teaching your students in the early literacy and early writing. And as I read those comments, it just took me back exactly to the type of teacher she is. From these comments so many years ago, as well as the present, Steph is an outstanding teacher of children and young people, as one of the most easygoing people you'll ever meet. back in the day, if I needed somebody to cover a class or to cover a duty, she was no problem at all. And she was always there to say, yeah, I'll do it. That's no problem. I can take care of it. And always said yes to that. On behalf of our students, present and past, from your co-teachers as well as myself, thank you for the so many years that you've been here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Congratulations, Stephanie.
Thank you. My mom said, oh my gosh, you get a new truck?
You get a new truck.
When you said the truck, my mom was up there, she goes, you get a new truck? I'm like,
Find a
yeah.
nice home. So Mr. Moore talked about the past and kind of the current. I want to talk about the future for you.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this future or not, and I'm not going to disclose where she lives, but who are friends that actually knows where she lives? All right, what do you think the future looks like for her? I think it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And we'll pay for a sidewalk
Okay.
that goes directly to your house.
Right.
And we think about all those awesome educators that we have come back and work in the school system because she's really close to the new build. So you think about all those future generations and all those kids that are gonna get paid off because we have a wonderful person here in Stephanie Underwood that actually is gonna want to come back and volunteer for days and years. And we'll bring her back as like 30 years later as that volunteer who after she retired after this number,
Yeah.
had another 30 strong of volunteering. So that's a great looking future.
Okay, sounds great.
All right.
Thank you.
You get to.
Oh, gosh, I don't really have much more to say. South Carolina, we might be.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, Allegiant, they fly, we can handle Allegiant flights back. So
Allegiant goes to South
yeah.
Carolina.
Weekend trip, sure, we'll cover that too.
All right.
Not put that on our record.
But no, like I said, this is, it's crazy that it's 37 and a half. I have to throw in that half to get them all, but 37 and a half years of teaching. Just crazy. It has gone so fast. I've met so many wonderful people with the number of years here in Norwalk. This is like my home, and my husband's talking, we're talking about moving. It's gonna be very sad that day that we do, so, but it's been wonderful. So I've really enjoyed my time. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ken. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thanks.
Kathleen Robertson. And Mr. Moore.
We gonna have anybody left after this?
We have to start questioning Mr. Moore as a leader because why are all the people leaving from his building? So maybe we should have some questions there. I don't know, but. Oh, so there's no connection. I got it.
I didn't even see.
Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen her in a long time.
I know.
Okay, Mrs. Robertson and Whitley. Well, let's see, Kathleen has served the Norwalk students for 28 years, and she, like Mrs. Underwood, has been in education for longer than that. How many?
36.57, but.
Who's counting? It's like that GPA.
I hope it was that.
I also met Kathleen at League Elementary when I became a principal, and I recall the conversations with Mr. Sellers about your willingness to go the extra mile for our students and our parents, and go the extra mile she did. Literally, if you go up into a room, there on the wall, there are medals of your accomplishments in running. How many are there? Over 20? Some easily.
There's a few, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
know
modest.
exactly,
There's a
but.
lot. There are a lot there, and over 20, marathons and other just events that you've taken, and she's a runner. And for, we've had situations that we can share together educationally, but running is not one of mine. And we've had some stories, some good stories, better, and some just speak for themselves. There was one that I can remember, teachers, I'll just say Ohio Revised Code 2151. And that means to some people that's our if something's going wrong and we have a sense that a child's in danger, and they need some support, that's the Ohio Revised Code law that says we're obligated to mandate. Doesn't matter whether it's a principal, guidance counselor, custodian. If we feel there's something that needs to be said, we need to make that comment. So the setting is in Maplehurst foyer. I believe you and I, Whitley wasn't with us, but you and I were standing here talking. Yeah, you probably could have saved the day. The door's open and a parent walks in. Watch her face, see if you remember. And the parent says, "Oh my gosh, Mr. Moore, I brought his medication. I don't know why he didn't take it. I left it out for him." And she walks to the office. Kathleen does one of those, Jim, the office looks at me and goes, because the parent left the medication out for a 5-year-old to take for themselves. So she goes, are you or me? Who's making the call? I did this. But little did I know, the next call, the next day was coming to me. Because back in the day, I remember talking to Kathleen at League, she's like, we're obligated to report if you put an email was just coming to fruition then. God, that's pretty bad. And she said, if you put it in an email to each other or to others, everybody who touches that email is obligated to make that call. So she looked at me and she made the call, but even before that, she said, Ken, don't worry. I mean, the Children's Services doesn't really tell. They're not allowed, but legally, to say who made the call. Yeah, she knew. She thought it was me. So I took the brunt of the call the next day. As I said before, I'm originally from Massachusetts, and this phone call reminded me of a trip my brother Bob was taking me to get to Logan Airport, and we were about 15 minutes behind schedule. So if you've ever driven into Boston, even on a cold day with the windows up, the horns are honking and the expletives are flying. That was the message this lady had. Mr. Moore, I can't believe you are. How dare you call my son and daughter?
And then he forwarded it to me.
Yeah.
Call her back.
I don't really remember the message that well. It's 2 minutes and 33 seconds long. And she wasn't happy. She left a message, shared it with Kathleen, and then later I just thought, I gotta give, I can't remember her name, but I really do. I gotta give her a call. So I called her back. I said, listen, we'll call her name Sally. Sally, I got your message. Quiet, just quiet. I said, dear, first thing, don't just leave a message like, please call back to me. Don't ever put something like that on the tape. It's just not good.
Because we're gonna share it.
Just don't do that. So we had a civil conversation. It went well. And I explained to her why that comment was made and why we had to do it. She wasn't a bad parent. Honestly, she was not. Just made some mistakes. We all do. But that was that joining together was we're all in this to do what's right for kids. And Kathleen always exemplified that. I have a note here that she would always send out about sending out information in reference to Whitley coming into school. That's her little note there. I pulled out of her evaluation pieces. And then I pulled out some evaluations from Mr. Gordon back at February 4th, 1999. Section 3, a summary of the evaluation is to what Mr. Cooley just spoke about. Hey, I realize that our facilities often leave you without space to work. Hopefully, the recent change to the ABLE program may help alleviate the problem somewhat. In the meantime, you're welcome to continue to explore your idea of sharing art, office, and storeroom. It says storeroom right here.
Where I am still today.
Yeah. So that need for the building across the street, this was February 4th, 1999. Yeah, that was there. Also, another comment that he had made. You do an excellent job with individual counseling, the aspect of your job. You're becoming an advocate for students and continue to look out for their best interests. You've done a great job with the immunization duties and adding other duties to your forte here. The district appreciates your willingness to take on responsibilities as the head mentor. Another piece here says you are becoming the go-to person during difficult situations. You have worked effectively with student problems and parent concerns. Teachers are willing to look to you for support and advice. What a great compliment. That really sums up Mrs. Robertson in many, many ways. Teachers go to her and ask advice and support. Kids, obviously, she works with. Attendance, she is consistently on the phone, knocking on doors, getting kids to come to school, sending me emails and information about that, taking Officer Connie and saying, we've got to go. We pull up, pick her up, and they go to houses and knock on doors and trying to get kids to come here and come to school. So you are to be commended of that and everything that you've done. But for most of her career, it's been a positive impact on our students and our teachers. That's taking Officer Connie and saying, we've got to go. So it's with great sense of pride and accomplishment that we recognize your 28 years here in Norwalk to our staff and most importantly to our students. So thank you so much for those.
I hope you don't mind. I just want to tell a story about Mrs. Robinson. I only had one encounter, but I'm sure she probably remembers it like I do. So I have 4 kids for anyone who knows the district. And, you know, by the 4th one, nothing really surprises me, right? I'm just kind of go with the flow. And my 4th one, he just, the first couple of years, he didn't want to go to school. And sometimes it would be a hard time. We would be fine. We'd pull up in the line to drop off at Maplehurst and he would start crying. And, you know, that day I just had it. I'm like, you know what, Nash, your iPad's gone because I'm not doing this every day. You're going to school. We go to school. This is what we do, you know. So next thing you know, I'm driving to work thinking everything's over. She calls me and she's like, Mrs. Crawford, I need to tell you Nash is in the office crying. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, take his iPad away, you know. And I'm just driving. I'm thinking, yeah, she's going to tell me he's upset. He'll be fine. And she's like, yeah, he's really upset about the fight you and your husband had. And I was like, really? You did? My husband leaves before we're even out of bed in the morning. So I'm like, really? And she's telling me the story of what he said. And I'm like, yeah. So all of a sudden I stop, I pull over, I'm really paying attention. I'm like, yeah, so he's a fibber, you know? And so I'm telling her, she's like, really? He was like quoting things. I'm like, yeah, he's really smart. He's a really good liar, I see, you know? So I'm like, and I'm just telling her story. I'm like, let me 3-way my husband in so he can get on this fun. So she's like entertaining me because now I'm mad, you know? And she's entertaining. I'm 3-waying my husband. We're both laughing because we're like, oh, this kid's really creative. And I said, would you mind if I come to the school and we'll pull him aside together? That'll be fine. She's like, sure, Mrs. Crawford. Entertains me. We go and she's like, we're talking and, you know, he confesses when he's got his mom there and her there. Like, yeah, what really happened? You got in trouble for not wanting to go to school, right? Took your iPad. It's like, yes. And she's like, he even said you had a bunch of kids. I'm like, yeah, I do. I have 4. She's like, she said 5 or 6. I'm like, Nash, you're making up kids? Like, I don't even know. You know, but I just thought, like, what a wonderful person to, first of all, how much you cared about why he was upset, cared enough to find out what was really happening, even though he's a huge fibber. And then entertaining me to come, like, I just like told my work, I'm gonna be late. I need to address something right now and go. And I just thought that was amazing of you to entertain not only him, but me. So we could like call him out, but you're just wonderful. So
Happy to help.
So anyway, that's my little story.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks.
I have one, and this is clearly not, I always have something to say. This is not funny at all, but I'll tell you what I think back, that pivotal, when I was a baby principal, my first year as Norwalk High School principal, devastating situation. We had a girl that took her own life. Some of you will remember this. Kathleen came to me and walked me through those steps because I had zero clue what to do in a situation like that. So when you think about what she is to people, here I am, 2009. We have a award ceremony that happened that night. You remember that? Like, should we have it? Should we not? Should we cancel it? Should things go on? Should they not? How do we talk to teachers? They're gonna be devastated. How are we gonna talk to friends? She walked me through that process. So I had known her before that since 2002, and we have like fun, we have trips, go down to Florida, we kind of talk that. That was my relationship with Kathleen, but that all changed because I actually saw, because I was at the secondary level and she was primary elementary. So from a work standpoint, I didn't really see her in action. I heard all the teachers and my colleagues say, Kathleen's great, she's wonderful. Those are just kind of descriptions of who she is. I got to see that in real time in 2009, and that means a lot because you helped me when things were very difficult for the entire school and the entire district at that time. So thank you. Now it's your time to talk. And I know you can talk too, so.
Yeah, not so much. The days can be long in the trenches, but the years go fast. So for those of you that are still in the trenches, hang in there and try to appreciate those kids every minute. And I have enjoyed working with so many of you. I've worked with a lot of you after being in all the buildings and just about, and with many different principals, but it's been a blessing. And I'm thankful to have been able to serve in this district and all the kids. I'll miss all y'all, but I'm gonna miss those kids, so thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Congratulations.
Carrie Beat, Mr. Kreischer.
Carrie's not real about the recognition. I had to force her to come tonight. Do I have to? Yes, you have to. So Carrie and I go way back to when I first started teaching at North Middle School, when 6th grade was still there, and I had her son Adam in one of my first classes. Fast forward 9 years, and I was Mrs. Beat's principal at League Elementary. Those 10 years as principal at League were some of the best years of my career, and having Carrie directly across from my office is a big reason why. Carrie's easy to talk to and is a great listening ear for students and colleagues alike. She's always there for a calming presence and motherly advice. A perfect example of the teacher Mrs. Beat was shown last week when for Teacher Appreciation Week, we gave students a slip of paper with sayings on them and asked them to deliver it to the teacher they felt it most represented. A boy gave one to Mrs. Beat that said, "Give this to the staff member who makes the biggest impact on you." And a girl that actually had Mrs. Beat as a teacher last year delivered one that said, "Give this to a staff member who makes you believe in yourself." These are just some small examples of the impact you've had on students in your career at Norwalk. Now, having said that, Mrs. Beat does make some mistakes. And she reminded me of one of those in a story she told me the other day that I'll share with you. So as I said, I'm across the hall from her, my office at League. And she said, "Do you remember the time," and it took me a while, but I do remember it, that she was in her classroom preparing for a lesson. The kids hadn't come in yet. They were either at specials or the day hadn't quite started yet. But she had the water running, preparing for whatever lesson it was, the sink in her classroom, that water was running. Well, she had actually knocked the stopper in there and didn't realize it. And she's over preparing more stuff all over the place, preparing for this lesson. When she finally realizes that she has overflowed the sink in her classroom, and as she put it, Niagara Falls is falling over the table all across the room, she went and found someone who's both of us felt very highly of, Mr. Gary Peterson, our custodian, and tried to quietly find him and told him, "We need to clean this up before Mr. Kreischer finds out." Well, I saw Gary bringing all the supplies, so I stopped over there, and as Gary puts it, as only Gary can, "I'll get it cleaned up, Mr. Kreischer, what's the matter with that?" So that's just a funny story I thought I would share.
Kevin didn't even know that I.
Oh, now he knows.
After 39 years, I never witnessed this thing.
Oh. She hasn't been here at home. Only a couple at school. So yeah, I was excited for fourth grade. Wasn't real excited to lose sixth grade at Main Street last year, but excited to be getting fourth grade back with me at Main Street my second year there as the principal now, and I was really excited that I got to be a part of your last year, and that I got to be your principal during that time. So you're a wonderful educator and a friend, and happy retirement. And as much as I had to force Mrs. B to be here, I really had to force Mrs. Colton not to be here. She wants to say kind things about her friend, but it's not really her element, so.
We're just used to talking to 10-year-olds, right?
I am not the writer, so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet and hopefully not cry. So here we go. When people ask how long Carrie and I have worked together, honestly, I don't really know the exact number of years. I do know it's somewhere between 10 and 20. But somehow all of our years just have seemed to blend together, and I simply can't remember my life without her. Over these years, Carrie has become so much more than just a coworker. I jokingly call her my work wife, but in reality, there's a lot of truth in that. She's been my person, my go-to to vent, laugh, cry, panic, celebrate, or in many cases, just survive the day. When the days do get stressful or overwhelming, we have a way of balancing each other out, especially when our inner Karens start wanting to make an appearance. Carrie always knows exactly when to talk me down, when to hand me chocolate, or when to just let me rant for a minute, no questions asked. I also absolutely love her stories. She has traveled the world and always finds the coolest places with the most interesting people. You should seriously write a book. I would buy it. Whether it's her advice, life wisdom, hilarious observations, or what we call squirrel moments, she always has a way of making people feel better or laugh, and your laugh is one of my absolute favorites. Carrie has been a part of so many moments in my life that it's impossible to separate school life from real life. She has watched both of my boys grow from pregnancy announcements to now teenagers. She has supported me through some of my best moments and some really hard ones too. And in one of the hardest moments of all, Carrie and her daughter Allison literally saved my life. I don't think I will ever truly have words big enough for what that means to me. So when I say I'm gonna miss her, it feels like the world's biggest understatement. Who am I supposed to take extra recess with when we both need a break from the chaos? Who am I gonna get slap happy with during those never-ending conference nights? Who's gonna wanna decompress at D&D with me after an all-day training? Who's gonna remember my emergency medical forms for field trips because we both know I would otherwise forget them? And honestly, who is gonna be my person and have my back the way she does? Selfishly, as much as I wanna keep you, your retirement is so well deserved and I'm incredibly excited for you. I hope retirement brings you all the happiness you have spent years giving to everyone else. Thank you for being my friend, my confidant, my partner in crime, and truly one of the most important people in my life. I love you and I'm gonna miss you.
Congratulations. I'm trying to think what the drunk. I don't know if Carrie is a good educator or not. I have not been in her classroom a whole lot. I'm glad they spoke to that. I'll speak to her what I know best, and what is that? That is as a parent. Because her kids went through as truckers, so I got to see that as a high school principal. She's got awesome kids. So when you look at the kids and what they've done and what they're actually doing now, that speaks to who she is. So you have the work life. What do you do as an educator? What are you doing at home? Who you're raising? She has quality kids, and that's probably the biggest compliment you could have. So now is your time. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I grew up in Norwalk. I've been here since I was a year old. And I graduated from Norwalk High School. So it seems kind of fitting to be ending my career at Main Street School, which was
the high school when I was there. It's funny because when I opened the door to come in, it has a smell to it. It's not a bad smell, but it's the high school smell. Like, it's still in that building. And I've just found myself lately just rubbing those banisters just a little bit extra the past couple of weeks as I'm counting down my days. I love Norwalk and I love Norwalk City Schools. They've been very good to me. I love the kids here and I'm going to miss them very, very much. But I do have 2 new grandbabies that call me Nana. And I'm going to be spending lots of time with them. So on to a new chapter.
So Carrie, will the sidewalk offer work for you? Because it failed up here with Stephanie pretty quickly.
Only if it runs to Cincinnati.
That's closer. We probably a bit more affordable in Carolinas. All right, Kathy Smith and Ken Moore.
Well, I'm gonna let, Mrs. Roth, if you want to start off.
Yeah. This is Jeanette Roth. She teaches preschool alongside with Mrs. Smith, so I'll let her go ahead and start off.
In case you're wondering, no, we didn't call each other about the jean jacket. We've been together that long, so. So Kathy, feels like the end of an era. I can hardly believe that we're here. Stop. It feels like just yesterday, we were sending our kids off on the bus out of the Gherkin Center. We teach preschool, in case you don't know. 26 years we have taught preschool together. I love the team and the program we helped start, cultivate, and grow. It's a well-tended garden that runs like a well-oiled machine. It really does. We just really, it's just been really incredible. It really has. Anyone who knows Kathy knows that her heart and dedication is and always has been with Norwalk City Schools. She graduated from Norwalk High School in 1984. 33 of her years of teaching have been here, of her 37 years of teaching have been here. Her mom, Carol Drummond, who Kathy emulates in so many ways, taught for and retired from Norwalk City Schools. Her sister Beth graduated 1987, Beth. All of her children graduated from Norwalk High School, and now she has grandchildren attending Norwalk City Schools. The first thing I want to say to Kathy is congratulations and well done. I'm truly so happy for you to begin this next chapter of your life. Secondly, I want to say you will be greatly missed. What a blessing you have been to this district, to the staff, to our students and their families, to our preschool program, and most especially to me. What do I say to someone who I've seen almost every day and who has been part of my life for 26 straight years? I mean, that's half my life almost. We have navigated through all aspects of our lives and learned so much together. We have shared so many laughs, tears of joy and sorrow, hugs, deep conversations, celebrations, and we have created thousands of memories that I will always cherish. Never underestimate the difference you made and the lives you have touched. We have seen a lot of changes in education over the last 26 years. Some we were excited about, some not so much, but we always powered through. We leaned on each other and picked up the slack when the other needed it. We raised our children together, watched them grow and learn and become wonderful young adults. I appreciate what a great listener you are. You're truly a great listener, Kathy, and your advice and encouragement when I needed it. While teaching with you all of these years, I have learned so much from you. I would always tell my husband, Mike, all the things you taught me about nature that I really didn't know much, if anything, about because I'm a city girl. I was in the city of Norwalk. She was out on Hasbrook Road. For example, I didn't have a clue about praying mantis egg cases. I don't know if any of you know about praying mantis egg cases, but it's crazy how many teeny tiny praying mantises are inside. Like 400 to 500 are in that. And I never knew what they were until I met Kathy. I seem to remember hearing, though, they got loose in your classroom once before I was there. But that could just be a rumor. And I'm pretty sure now I'm a pretty avid bird watcher now because of your bird feeder outside of our window. More importantly, our students love it. They often notice the birds eating snack while they were eating snack. So unfortunately, Kathy's taking that with her when she goes. So, what's that?
Maybe I'll leave it.
Oh, I don't know. No.
I'll leave it.
Since you're taking, well, it's up to you. But since you're taking the bird feeder back to enjoy watching birds at your house, sipping on, while you're sitting on a fall brisk morning, sipping your hot cocoa with nowhere else to be. So, I'll need to have Mike maybe help me find another one and put it out there, or Mr. Moore. Mike will need to get on that this summer, and then what else you taught me about, Kathy? Horses and ponies. If anybody knows Kathy, she has horses and a pony. I learned a lot about them from you because you have always been so willing to share yours with anyone who wanted to pet them, ride them, learn about them. She's taken them to other schools before. Just a great experience for the kids. They get off the bus and they see that horse or pony. There are many other things you have taught me, but too many to talk about tonight. Your love and knowledge of nature has been invaluable. By the way, if anyone ever needs a 4-leaf clover, Kathy is your gal. They're as obvious to her as a neon sign. Like, I don't ever see them, but she can spot them. I don't know if that's a family trait. Amy, Austin, any of you? No? Okay. Beth, you can do it? Okay. So a little bit more about Kathy. She is patient. She is kind, one of the kindest people I know. She's always willing to help. All you have to do is ask. Like I said, she's a good listener. She loves those teachable moments. She often gets more excited than the kids do. She enjoys watching their faces light up and those light bulbs go on. She likes to slow down and enjoy the moment, to stop and smell the roses. As you retire and things slow down a little, I hope you can stop and smell many more. Kathy and I say to each other at the end of every day, I'm pretty sure you started this. We say, great job today. Have a good night. See you in the morning. I will miss that. I'm truly blessed to call her my friend. This isn't goodbye, Kathy. It's see you soon. I look forward to making many more memories with you outside of school and navigating through this next chapter of our lives together because I'm not far behind you. I will end tonight's speech the same way we end each day. Great job, Kathy. Today and every day. Congratulations again on your retirement, and may God bless you always.
Yeah, I just want to capitalize on just a few words there that she said of you.
What's everybody?
They're not buying a few words part.
No, I wanted to give Jeanette that chance to talk, so I put it on the back of a tardy slip.
Seriously, the changes that you have seen in our school district, and I'm not talking about the times that you just, as a teacher. I mean, we go back to the times I've met you, was at Bronson Elementary School out in the country. You were in 6th grade, I was in 4th grade, and that was a special place. And it literally was. I mean, people here do not know. I've got notes on parchment paper that were typed out that were passed down from Mr. Sellers, because his office was Mr. Conway's office, who was at League, at Bronson. I'm ducking because nobody could ever find him. He was here, there, all over the place. He was, Mr. Conway. And the changes you've seen, that school was an experiment. It was, I think I've talked about this before, they were named, you were grouped by abilities. You might have been on the Yankees. I was on probably the Minnesota Twins. But it went by your reading ability, your math ability. We moved classes around in fourth grade, and you got to go to the middle part where the library was, and there was used to be a potbelly stove in the middle. And I mean, it was an original building, and there were a lot of things a lot of memories that were developed there, and I think a lot of the similar qualities you had in learning that I had, because that was a special place to be. It's one of the reasons I think we're here today, is that building. To capitalize on what Mrs. Roth said, you are a great listener. You are. Kathy doesn't say much, but when she does, you listen. And when she is listening to you, she gives you her undivided attention. And above all, there are times when I'd walk in, when I'd see her, she would be sitting on the floor with a Post-it, pack of Post-it notes, writing notes about kids while Jeanette was teaching. Because they have to do that in preschool. They have to be taking notes and evaluating how kids are responding and how they're interacting. It's part of their ELA piece that they have to do, their early learning assessment, and they dubiously take notes in reference to that. And that all of this speaks to, Kathy, your love of learning. No matter what it is, whether it's the outside and the nature and the walk you take with your kids, sitting on the carpet, watching kids learn, that's everything. So I want to commend you on your years here. You have been with the Norwalk City School for 33 years here. And when I speak of changes, you taught just up the street at the Gherkin Center for years. And this preschool group has been pivotal in bringing us together, coming back into the building and being recognized for that. So you're the whole team of preschool teachers, yourself and Mrs. Roth, in that capacity, bringing everybody back, and Rosalie Smith as well, has been a great foundation for our schools. And you've seen changes, and changes have been outstanding. I mean, a lot of people here tonight, teachers of retirement, have gone through Norwalk High School and the Norwalk school system, and it speaks volumes to coming back and being here today. So congratulations.
Thank you. What I appreciate about Kathy is just look at her. There's a sense of calm here. So you think about, you need the balance, because what are the age of students she's working with, right? So when I look at her, that's like the Zen quality. When I go in there and I see her, it's like instantly like your pulse, your blood pressure, like everything just drops. Like, you know, some people you work with are like that, and other people it rises, you know. She is not one of those. She's that sense of calm where like everything's gonna be fine. She's here, we'll talk through it, it'll be just great. That's the sense I get. It's great working with you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to say thanks for having this ability to teach back at Norwalk, where I went through school, and being blessed with the staff and the preschool team that I've worked with for over so many years. And it's going to be a big change, and I'm going to miss all of them. And it's like the extended family. So thank you.
Thank you so much. There are a lot of years on that board. We will miss you all. You look at why Norwalk City School District is as strong as what it is. I think we've seen that tonight by the teachers that were here and the 4 that were not. we are strong because of the people we have here. So one more huge round of applause for the ones being recognized this evening. Thank you all.
You know, I would just say, yeah, obviously so much has been said already, but if I could just add a couple of things. You know, when people think about schools, they don't think about buildings, they don't think about buses, they don't think about budgets, right? They really think about people, right? And they think about the people who have influenced them over the course of their school years. And I think about the decades of influence that each of our teachers here have had over the students that have come across their influence. Man, I can't help but think that because you pursued your dreams, kids are going to pursue their dreams. Because you were willing to endure some challenges and overcome some adversity, I think there will be students and others who will be willing to do the same. Because you were willing to just live your life here, there are going to be students who build their lives here because of your influence. When you think about what legacy looks like, I think if you look around this room, this is the living example of what legacy is. So thank you for your service.
We have one more recognition this evening. Mr. Pigman from the Norwalk Teachers Association.
Hi, everyone. The magic that these people have created in their classrooms is just outstanding. It's incredible. These folks right here have been a part of my life, growing up here in Norwalk City Schools, now teaching here, being a part of the union now, and appreciating these people is just a highlight of the year. And thank you so much for everyone for their words. We do one more beyond our Teacher of the Year. We also find somebody in our community that has really uplifted what we do as a teachers union, as a school district for these children. And this year, our recognized person is Ken Russ from Legends Contract. I did not know Ken Russ before this year, and I can't tell you, you don't know Ken. This guy is not only a great hang and just somebody cool to be around, he does a lot for anybody that needs it when it comes to our schools. He's a graduate of our schools. He's got 2 young daughters here now with us as well, and he just wants what's best for everyone, literally for everyone. When we had some money come in from the state for our union this year, got some more dues back, I said, let's throw a party. And we said, where are we going to throw a party? And I remembered when Ken hosted the 74 teams celebration that night that ended up being such a beautiful night for everybody in the community. And he was integral for that, bringing people in, hosting them, and treating them like the incredible people they were. And he was willing to do that for us as teachers this year before the first home football game. We had a bunch of food. Kathy hooked that up. She's our Teacher of the Year as well. She is. It hasn't been announced yet here.
By the way.
Her and Ken go way back, and I just couldn't help it. These two put this thing on and pulled everyone together and did everything that we needed to really start this year off. We marched the teachers across the street over to the stadium, and we got announced and got to be treated like I think the entire community wants to treat us. Our board wants to treat us, and sometimes it takes just special people coming together and making sure that we are treated the way that teachers who create this magic every day should be treated. So Ken, thank you so much. Kathy, I'm sorry I ruined this. I want to be the center of attention. So, thank you to these people once again. Can we have a standing ovation for all these teachers, these hundreds of years that have been put in. He doesn't really like without recognition.
Next is public participation. Each person who wishes to address the board will be asked to give his or her name and address. Remarks should be limited to 3 minutes in length. If after everyone who wishes to do so has had an opportunity to speak, additional comments can be made up to a total allotted time of 30 minutes.
Recess.
So we are gonna take a recess so we can go across the hall and celebrate our middle schoolers. So, and then we will be back.